Hey everybody, it's me Dana, aka Triple C, and welcome into my channel. Guess what? It's tutorial time. Today we'll be making this baby romper. Hope you guys enjoy and come on in, grab your hooks and grab your yarn, and let's get started with this tutorial. And I'm super excited about doing this tutorial, guys, so come on in, hit the thumbs up and subscribe button, guys. Let's get into it. Today we'll be making a baby onesie or a baby romper, whatever you want to call it. I got this request from a beautiful young lady by the name of Rachel O. Shout out to Rachel. She said she has a grandbaby who will be about 6 months coming this summer, about July-ish, June-ish, July-ish. And she said she would love to have like a romper or a baby set or something for the baby to wear. So I said, hey, let's do it. I'm going to do my best to do this tutorial for you. And everyone who's watching, thank you so much for loving my tutorials and, supporting. It's amazing. So for today's tutorial, guys, you're going to be needing a worsted weight yarn. I decided to use a worsted weight yarn, something that everyone can grab up, something that's kind of quick. We're using today some Vanna's Choice. Love it. You're going to need about 300 yards, guys, okay? So I have 2 skeins of this, and this is the color, which is 100% acrylic, and it is the color aquamarine. All right, guys, so let's get into this. You're also going to be needing some scissors, okay, to cut your goodies. You're going to be needing some buttons, and I'm going to be using probably about 3 buttons that are probably about a 1/2 inch wide, and then I'm going to use probably 2 buttons for the straps, which is going to be probably about 1 inch wide, okay? So let's just do it, guys. Let's get into this tutorial. You're also going to be needing an H hook, okay? So grab your hook and let's get started with this tutorial. I also forgot, all right guys, so I also forgot to make mention you're going to be needing some sewing needles to sew your needles, sew your buttons on, okay? So grab some of those. You're going to need about 3 of them the size 1/2 inch and about 2 of them 1 inch, okay? So let's go ahead and begin with our chain, and we're going to start off with a chain of 14, guys, okay? All right, let's get into it, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we have 14 stitches here. Okay. I'm using my Clover or my tulip hook, which is a size H 5mm hook. All right. So let's keep going. We're going to do a double crochet in the 3rd chain from hook and then all the way down, and that should leave us with 12 stitches. Okay. So let's count. We want to crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. So that's 1, 2, and here goes 3. So let's just go ahead and double crochet here and then all the way down, guys. Really, really simple. I don't know what your guys' favorite stitch is, but mine is a 1/2 double. But sometimes when I want to get things done, I go for that double crochet because I know it has the height I'm looking for. And I can just knock this baby out. I decided to use worsted weight yarn for this tutorial because I know a lot of people have it on hand. And there are some soft ones out there. So some people choose not to use it for babies because they don't know if there's soft ones out there. But I like the fact that it's very convenient. You could easily make this tutorial because 9 out of 10, you have some worsted weight yarn at home. All right, so we're just going to continue going all the way down, guys. Really, really simple. Nothing too hard. I don't like to do things that are too hard. But I do like to do things that people will like to see. All the way down. Continue going down, guys, okay? Alright, and let's do our last one here. If I can get in there, guys. Alright, here we go. Now what we're going to do is we are going to do a chain of 2 and we're going to go ahead and turn. Chain 2 and turn, guys, okay? Now with this turn, we're going to go ahead and begin to do 2 double crochets in this very first stitch. All right? 1 and 2. Now we're going to go ahead and do a double crochet all the way down in each stitch. Okay, so far so good. Are you guys staying with me? Taking your time, just doing a nice little double crochet all the way down. I do have some tutorials on double crochet, guys. All right, so I do want you guys to know that if anyone needs any type of tutorials, I have more in my tutorial playlist. Okay. All the way down, guys. Very, very simple. And you should have a total of 14 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and there goes the 14th. Okay. 14 stitches. Here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. Here we go. So now we are on row 3. Alright, so chain 2 and turn. Now we're on row 3. And we're going to just go ahead and continue going in. Alright. Now what I did here, since I chained 2, I did not go into the first stitch here. I went into the second one, okay? So let's go to the second one here because we're going to count that chain 2 as a double crochet. And we're just going to go all the way across. Okay? All the way across. Double crocheting, guys. So simple. All the way across. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going to go all the way across, guys. Oops. And I skipped a stitch. Moving a little too fast there. Alright, so just go ahead and keep going all the way across. That's gonna leave you with another 14 stitches, okay? That should leave you with another 14 stitches because we are on row 3. And we are doing that was a maintain row. And when I say maintain, basically we didn't do any decreasing or increasing. We just kept the same amount of stitches. Okay, so let's count. We're gonna count this as a stitch. This chain 2, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Here we go. Now what we're going to do for row 4 is chain your 2 and turn first, okay? Let's see, there's some extra yarn available for us. I always like to make sure I have enough yarn to use, okay? And now we're going to go ahead and chain our 2, and we're going to be putting 2 double crochets in the first stitch. We're doing some increasing, guys, okay? That's 1, and that's 2, and that's what that should look like. Now what we're going to do is do a double crochet the next 12, okay? So here we go. 1, 2. This is 3. And this is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. This is 9. This is 10. This is 11. And this is 12. Alright, so it said do 2 in the first as That's what the first rule is going to be for this pattern or this tutorial, guys. All right, so what did I say? I said do 2 in your first stitch. Next, you're going to do crocheting in 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, so now we've done our 12, guys. We're working on a bit of increasing. So now what we're going to do is just do 2 double crochets in our last chain, okay? Right here in that chain 2. Alrighty? Let's just do a chain. Let's do 2 double crochets there. Alright, guys. Rachel, I hope you are enjoying this. And everyone who else is watching, I hope you're enjoying this, guys. Alright, here we go, guys. So this is what it's looking like. We're making this about size 6 to 9 months, or about something like that. Again, I can make something for smaller babies as well. This was just a request. So let's go ahead and we're going to row 5, 1 and 2, and let's turn. And then let's go ahead and do 2 double crochets in the first again. All right. The same exact thing we did. Same exact thing. 2 doubles in the first, all the way down until we get to the end. And then we want to end up with 18 after this, okay? So double crochet all the way to the end until we get to that last chain 2 space, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets there, okay? Alright, so let's count our stitches because we do want to end up with 18 after this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on row 5, and we want to end up with 18, 2, 4, let me see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Alright, and we're at our last stitch here, and let's go ahead and do 2 here. 1 and 2, and that is going to be our 18. And look at the increase, guys. Look at that. There we go. Now we're going to continue going, and we are going to do, let's see here. Check out my notes. 1 second. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so now what we're going to do, guys, we're just going to keep going with row 6, and we're going to do another increase, okay? So chain 2. Let's do 2 double crochets in the first stitch. All right, double crochet all the way down. Okay, if you do hear a buzzing sound, that's just my computer. I should have turned it off before I filmed this tutorial because it's a little buzzy, darling, but it'll be okay. All right, guys, so we're just going to continue going down again until we have a total of 20 stitches. We want 20 stitches for this, all right? By the time we finish this baby up, or this row, you should have 20 stitches. Okay? Now, Rachel's bringing me out of my comfort zone. I drew this baby up, and I did some measurements for the size, and we're going to see how it plays out. So please let me know, Rachel, how it fits. Let me know, if you could understand it, and everybody else in the chat, or everyone who's watching this video, please let me know what you guys think, okay? It's been a while since I filmed a tutorial. I know I'm kind of moving a little fast. Forgive me. I just thank you for watching. So let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. All right, so now in this last one, let's go ahead and do 2 more. Let's get 20 out of it. 21 and 2. So now we have 20, guys, okay? Now we have 20 stitches. Look how this is how yours should look. All right, because in the beginning we kind of counted the chain 2 as a stitch, and then now we're just kind of not really doing that anymore. So we're just going to continue going on. All right, And we're going to go ahead and do a chain of 40. Okay, so let's chain 40 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 35, 36, 37, 38, 38, 39, and 40. Now that we have 40, we want to begin, and we want to join this, okay? We want to join because we're going to start working this body. Let's make some body out of here. All right, so I'm going to just turn my work on the back side, and I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to slip stitch my work so that way we can kind of start working in rounds. I like working in rounds better than working back and forth in rows. I don't know about you all, but you tell me. What do you guys like? I do prefer to work in rounds. So now that we have our chain of 40, let's go ahead and join with the chain. Join in our beginning stitch here, okay? Let's just join with the slip stitch, just like so. There we go. We did it. If you're following along, we just did that. We just slip stitched, all right? And so what we're going to do is just double crochet all the way around. And we should have 40 stitches here in this part. We should have 20 stitches here. We just got 20, right? And then we just add 40 chains, correct? So we're going to double crochet all the way around. It's going to give us 60 stitches. We're going to be doing this for multiple rows. This is going to be row 7 that we're going to be on right now. So we're going to continue until we get to row 16. We're going to do 16 as well. So let's just chain our 2. And then we're going to just begin to go into this first stitch here. And we're going to go all the way around. And now you don't have to count that first stitch, that chain 2 as a stitch anymore, okay? Just working your first double crochet. And go all the way around. We're going to go in every stitch doing a double crochet. And we're going to go in every stitch doing a double crochet, and every chain doing a double crochet. So this is going to work as a body, all right? So I'm trying to give us a good way to do it so we don't have to work with too much, back and forth rows. Let's give us a little body rows, all right? You guys enjoying the body rows compared to just doing back and forth and back and forth? It gets a little boring, and sometimes it can be confusing. So if you were struggling with that beginning part, you can always use stitch markers to kind of keep you in place of your first stitch and your last stitch, all right? Remember that, guys. Make crochet easy for you. Don't let it be something where it's hard for you to understand. And always, you can email me if you need any other helps or tips. If you do like my patterns, you can do those. I have patterns as well on Etsy and Ravelry. I'm always doing some type of a sale. You can follow me on social media. All those different things are in my About tab. And I do thank you all for buying my merch, which I have been selling, and you guys have been doing a great job purchasing cups and mugs and t-shirts and joining me for different live streams. Thank you for that. All right, so here we go, guys. This is what we have so far. Now we're gonna work these chains. It's time to go around these chains, guys, okay? So let's go ahead and get into every chain, and it should be a total of, once we're done, it should be a total of 60 stitches, guys, okay? So I want to see what you guys have. Once you're done with this, let me know if you counted and did you have your 60. And then after that, guys, I'm going to come back and I'm going to finish up my continuous rows, my 8 to 16. I'm going to work 8 rows, 8 to 16 off camera, and I'm going to come back and then we're going to talk about the next part of this, okay? So we're just going to continue going all the way around this chain. We're going to count these babies together to see if there was any hiccups. And if there were, how can we get the hiccups out of there? And if we got to scare them out of there, if we got to put a paper bag over the hiccups, whatever we have to do, we're going to try to get these hiccups taken care of if we have any, okay? So again, we're going to work to get all the way around this chain, all the way around, guys. Alright. All the way around. And I definitely am loving this Vanish Choice. I've never used it before. I got this from Lion Brand. They had, many of you guys know about Lion Brand's sales they do. This was a Christmas, one of the bags, Santa sacks. So I got a Santa sack. Thanks Lion Brand for that. I ordered a Santa sack and it was great. And these were some of the yarns that were there. And I love the color. I definitely love this. And again, for this color, it can be, this actually yarn color is very great for boys or girls. So I definitely love this color. And remember, it's called Aquamarine. And you're going to need probably, I would say no more than 300 yards of this, or maybe a little over 200 yards, just to be safe. Okay. Sorry about that running, guys. My computer's just really sounds like it's ready to take off. It's like it's a motorcycle right now. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. I'm just here for the crochet. I'm just here for the yarn. That's really what I'm here for. For anybody who didn't know what I was here for, that's what I'm here for. Okay, you guys tell me how long you've been crocheting, how long you've been making things, and do you like to make stuff for babies? That's my first love, making stuff for babies. I love babies. I always wanted to have 7, and I ended up having 3, guys. Let's see here. We're going to keep going all the way around. All the way around. We're almost there. Can you guys believe it? Now, it would be a miracle and awesome if we didn't have any hiccups once we got there. So we're going to count these stitches, and then I'm going to leave you guys just for a little bit, but I'll be back. It's not a permanent leave. It's just a little temporary leave, guys. I know you're probably tired of me looking at my hands, hearing my voice so much. Let's count these stitches, because I'm going to see exactly if we need to go here or we're done. Let's count. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's count by 2s. I like to count by 2s, make it a little quicker. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, and 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 59, and then that was one. I was wondering, was that a stitch there? I barely could see it. You know, I couldn't tell. 50, and now we're going to join to that very first stitch, just like so. So there we go, guys. We have a total of 60 stitches, and this is going to be the body. We're going to work that body, guys. All right. So when I get back, remember we're going to chain 1, and we're going to chain 2, working that same stitch with the double crochet and each stitch around, and join not into the chain 2, but into the first stitch. So continue all the way around until you are finished with row 16. This is we're on row 8 now, okay? So keep on going around 8, run round. We're going in around. So continue, guys, all right? I'll be back once I finish round 16. All right, guys. All right, did you miss me? So we are finishing up round 16, guys. So let's finish up round 16 and continue on. Hope you guys, hope it didn't take you too long. I hope it was easy to understand to go all the way around multiple times. All right, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. So now that we're finishing this baby up, we're going to join against that first stitch, just like so. And we're going to snip, let's go ahead and snip this off, guys, okay? So we can work on the bib or the front part of this pattern. All right, so if you have that there, you can leave it in. You can do whatever you choose to do for this, okay? Just however you want to do it, everyone. Load it in and weave in your ends. And just kind of, you know, go in and out. I usually like to go in and out, weaving in my ends. And I also like to use a little bit of stop frame or fray check after I'm done with this. So that way I can guarantee my ends don't just pop out on me and surprise me. I don't like surprises when my ends come out, guys. I'm gonna be honest. You know, especially when you're giving out a gift or something like that. You don't want your ends popping out. It doesn't really show, you know, it doesn't show professionalism when you have these ends popping out everywhere. So I just kind of go back and forth and weaving in and out. And again, I like to use a little bit of fray check or a little bit of stop frame to continue with that. But right now I don't have any with me at the tabletop, so I won't show that part. Okay. So that's all I'm going to be doing, and then I'll snip this. I'm going to do it later, but I would snip this off just like so, and then I will put a little dot, a fray check right there, guys, okay? And this is what your work should look like, okay, guys? This is what it should look like. Alright, so you should have it looking, it should be just like so. It should look like, here's your bottom of your onesie or your romper, whatever you want to call it, and then this is your top. This is where we just finished off. So we're going to continue on now, and we're going to begin here across the front. So we want to kind of start here and build up, okay? Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to count 35 stitches in, and we're going to join the yarn. So we're going to go from where we started. We're going to count 35 chains. So this will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35. Alright, so we have 35 here. We're going to start here. Okay, this is going to be our front. That was our back that we did before. We're going to start here. Okay, so we counted the 35 in, and now we're going to make 19 double crochets, okay? So let's go ahead and chain 3 here. Well, it's going to be a total of 20 double crochets because we're going to chain 3. So we're going to join in this stitch right here. Alright, so let's join. And then we're going to chain 3. Once we join, we're going to join the slip stitch right in the same stitch here. Move my needle. And we're going to chain 3. This is going to be our first stitch, alright? So that's 1, 2, and 3. That's our first stitch. Now the rest we're going to continue, and we should have 20 total. So let's do this here. So it'll be 1, 2. That'll be a total of 2 so far. 3. Okay. 4. I'm crocheting over my tail. So if you notice that I'm crocheting over the tail, guys, okay? So if you want to crochet over the tail, you can. If you want to weave it back in later, you can. Whatever is your favorite technique. What do you guys like to do? You like to weave over your tails? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on the project and things of that sort. So it's going to be a total of 20 stitches, guys, okay? So it's going to be a total of 20 stitches. If we have it lined up nice and evenly, this should be centered once we're done, okay? So let's just continue to go until we have 20 total stitches counting our chain 3. Okay, we're just doing double crochets all throughout. Now these rompers are fun. These rompers or onesies, whatever you guys want to call them, are absolutely fun for like baby shower gifts. They're fun for you know, if you want to dress up, you can, you know, add your own different decoratives to them and appliques, whatever you want to do. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I just need 2 more, guys, okay? 2 more stitches, and then we'll be done. 1 and 2. Alright, so now that we have that, this is super easy. We're just going to continue going back and forth. If you notice, this looks nice and even. We have the bottom of the body here. We have our top that's going to be across here just like so. And we are going to continue on. We're going to work back and forth rows, okay? So this is going to be a total of 7 rows. So chain 1 and turn. Just like so. Go ahead and turn it. All right. And we just want to have 20 rows. So this, we're going to let this chain 2 be kind of as our first stitch. And we're just going to double crochet the next. All right. Just like so. All the way down. All right. So we're going to have 20 rows. We're going to do this until we have 7 rows. Okay, guys? Really easy. And then we're getting almost done. I told you guys this tutorial is not going to be hard for you. I'm going to try to write this up, but if I don't get a chance to, guys, you have this tutorial here, okay? Again, I'm going to try to do something again for the smaller babies as well. This was a request for the larger babies. Many of you already probably have tutorials for the smaller babies, I don't know. But some of you are like, well, the little babies, the newborns always get the patterns. What about some of the bigger babies who need some love too? So I said, hey, I will give it a try for you guys, okay? Okay, and we're going to go into this last chain 3. That's one of our stitches. And we're going to continue going. And once we get down to this end, guys, remember this is our stitch. This chain 2 is going to count as a stitch. So we're going to chain 2 and go back down. All right. And we're going to finish in that stitch. This is row 3, chain 2 and turn. If you feel more comfortable chaining 3, you can do that. Some people don't want to chain 3 all the time because they don't like the large, space that it can kind of create. Okay, so now you're going to just chain your 2. Don't go into that stitch. You're going to go into the second one. And you're going to continue doubling all the way down. All the way down, guys. Okay. Super simple. Super duper simple, guys, okay? Nothing too hard. All the way down until you have a total of 7 rows, and you're now on row 3. Alright, so we're approaching the end. And we want to remember to crochet here in our last stitch, okay? So don't forget to crochet in your last chain space. There we go, your last chain or last chain space, whatever one you want to work in. And there should be a total of 20. Let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Alright guys, so there we go. We're going to continue doing the same thing, chaining 2, which is going to count as our first stitch, and then we're going to turn, and we're going to go all the way down, going into our chain at the end, our turning chain. Remember to work on those turning chains. We'll be back at the end of row 7, guys, all right? All right, guys, we're back, and we're finishing row 7. Hope it was not too hard for you to get it. Guys, let's go ahead and continue. We're finishing up these last few stitches, double crocheting across, y'all. Very, very simple, guys. I hope you are enjoying this tutorial. We're going to go ahead now and finish here in your last turning chain, and you should have a total of 20 stitches and 7 rows. So with row 8, we're going to start with a strap. So we're not going to finish off here, but we are going to continue off. We're going to start with a strap. You know, if you're wearing your onesies or your rompers, you're going to need some straps to button up and to wear. The babies are going to need that because we have our body here and there's our bottoms. We're going to come and create a top here as well, and we're just going to get this baby finished up, but very, very simple. This is where our buttons are going to be, and we're going to have the baby buttoned, and we're going to have our leg holes, and then we're going to have our straps. It's a very simple tutorial, but again, I hope you guys if you need any help, please let me know, okay? So let's do this. All right, you ready, guys? Ready? Here we go. Let's go ahead and do our strap, and it's very simple. What we're going to do is chain 2, just like so, and then we're going to begin to turn. After chain 2, we're going to turn our work to the left. You're always going to turn to your left when you're doing your work. And now after you chain your 2, what you're going to do is you are going to double crochet into the first 3 stitches, okay? So just go ahead and do like so. All right. Very, very simple, guys. I don't want anyone to have any troubles doing this part because we're going to do this. We're just doing this very, very simple, okay? So this is your first stitch, and we're going to double crochet in the next 3. Okay, just like so. Notice how it looks. It's going to be a total of 4. All right, so a total of 4 for our first strap. And we're going to continue this until we have 21 rows. So we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we're going to continue this all the way until we have 21 rows. That's all we want to do. All right, so continue going until you get your 21 rows of this. And go from there, okay? Remembering to double crochet in your turning chain. Remember, don't leave the turning chain out, because that's where you can have troubles with your, you can have decreased troubles where you're wondering why you are losing stitches because you're accidentally forgetting to go there. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go here in 4. All right. There we go, just like so. 4, 1 and 2, turn. Okay, we're just going to keep turning back and forth. I'm going to grab that little extra yarn. And so far, I haven't used the whole skein of my Vanna's Choice yet. I still have a nice amount left. Okay. And this is a total of 170 yards. So we'll see exactly how many yards we'll use for this pattern so you guys can know. See here. And we're just double crocheting across, making sure to double crochet in that turning chain at the end. Okay, so keep going until you get a total of 21 rows. Okay, guys, so continue going, making sure you have it so you don't so you guys can have those straps. Chaining 2 and turning. That's all you're doing. Chaining 2 and you're going to turn. And this is going to create the strap that goes across the shoulder and across the back area for the baby. Alright, so continue till you have your 21 rows. I will be right back after I reach my 21. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so I have 6 so far. And again, come back, you should have 4 stitches here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to continue going until you have a total of 21 rows. All right, guys, so we have finished 21 rows of our first strap, and we're going to fasten off. And we're going to join again on the opposite end and do the strap as well. All right, guys, so do the same exact thing we just did on this side, the same thing as this side. So join at the end with a chain 3 and double crochet in the next 3 stitches, going back and forth until you get to 21 rows. I'll be right back after we get there. All right, guys, we are back, and so this is what it should look like. I have my turn to the back right now. Where my straps are, here we go, and we're going to start doing some edge work. All right, so if you're finished up your strap, your second strap, you don't have to fasten this off. If you did, just rejoin, no worries. You're going to start with a chain of 2, and we're going to make some buttonholes for our straps. So we're going to skip these center stitches, and we're going to start working here into this space. All right, because we're going to do some single crochets all the way around. So let me explain exactly what I'm saying to you. After you chain your 2, you're going to skip these stitches here, and you're going to work in your chain stitch that you created, okay? You're going to do a single crochet there, and you're going to do another one there as well. All right, and you're going to go all the way around, placing a single crochet at the end of every row. And there should be, since you're doing double crochets, you should be doing 2 double crochets in every end of every row, okay? So just do 2 single crochets at the end of every row to make it nice and neat. I'm going to show you exactly where I put mine at for those who want to see a bit of placement. I like to place mine here at the top, just like so. And then I like to go downward and place it here. So you can go to spaces if you like to go into space, which the first space will be here. And the next space will be here. So you can do that all the way down, guys. It just depends on how you like to do it. And that's what I do, all the way down, and it's going to give you a nice, neat edge. And that's what we're working on. We're working on the edge. I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to be doing. All right, after you get down your strap, you're going to go all the way down your strap, just like so. And you're going to then begin to go around the body. All right, you're going to go around the top of that bib area that we created, all the way down here, all the outer edge, all the way around the bottom of that body, all the way around here, up the other side of the bib, up this strap. Then you're going to do your chain 2, and you're going to start working here. You're going to create that buttonhole. You're going to go down, and you're going to begin to go across this top of the bib. And then you're going to work up that strap again, and you're going to begin back here, and you're going to be here. And then we're going to start working on that bottom. So let's continue going on. I just want to kind of give you a hint just in case you want to stop the video, fast forward, whatever you want to do, pause it. You would know which direction we're going in, okay? That's all you have to do, guys. Just go all the way around, placing, like I said, your 2 stitches in the end of every row. Very, very simple. I love the way a nice edging looks for this. All right, guys, so I've finished up my strap, and now I'm going to start working on the body of that romper. All right, so we're going to go down that long side of it here. Super simple. Look at that, guys. Look how it's coming out. Coming out nice and neat. I love the way a finished edge looks on your work. If you guys notice that, it looks very neat compared to the raw edge. Now again, if you do not want to do the stitching or the finishing, you don't have to do it. I don't want anyone to feel like you have to do it. If you're not comfortable with those single crochets, or if you're running out of yarn, or if you just don't have the patience, whatever it may be, you don't have to do it. I'm telling you, it does take your level of crochet to another level. It does make it look a lot neater. It does give it a nice finished look, and it does conceal a lot of those loose ends. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to continue. We've got down the side here of the bib area, and now we're going to work this body, okay? And that's just the top of the crochets. It's all the way around here. Super simple. See that? We're just working across the top of those double crochets across the back of that body, those 40 stitches that we created earlier, okay? So just go crochet around there, and I'll be back. We'll work up the strap and the bib again, okay? I'll be right back after that. All right, so guys, I went across the bottom of the back of the romper. We went around with the single crochet. Now we're going to work our way back up the bib and the strap. So let's go ahead and keep going, just like so, guys, okay? And we're just going to continue all the way around. Now when we get here, guys, I'm not going to work in here. I'm only going to work in the chain that I created, which is 3 chains. So I'm going to create 3 single crochets, okay? If I work into that space I was just showing you guys, that is going to create an unnecessary space, and it's also going to create a stretch that I'm not looking for. As I skip that area, now it's more secure. I want a security. So we're going to continue to go all the way around, doing 2 single crochets at the end of every row to complete this awesome romper. I was like, let me know if you make this. I have noticed that my baby items, people are enjoying the baby tutorials. And if you also have other requests, okay, please let me know any requests that you have for baby items or any tutorials at all. All right, so thank you so much for taking time out for watching this tutorial Tuesday. Again, I will be creating more of these every week. Some of them may be a little lengthy, some of them may not be, but there will be a tutorial. So thank you so much. We're headed up to the strap now. We've completed that part of the romper. The top part, we're going to complete the strap down the other side, and we're going to work across the top. So let's continue to keep going, guys. It's not that hard. The single crochet just adds, like I said, a beautiful finished edge, a professional look, a finished look. It seals in your edges and things of that sort. So it just gives you a look that just says complete. You know what I'm trying to say? It just gives you the look that says, oh, this is complete. This is actually finished. And we're just going to continue all the way around. Really simple, guys, okay? Very, very simple. 2 stitches in the end of each row. Okay? All the way around. All the way around. Okay. All the way around, okay? And we're getting close to the top where we created our next buttonhole. We want our buttonhole there, so that way we can have a place for our buttons. When we sew our buttons on, we're going to have a place for them to go. All right, so now let's get back into this spot here, which is our last stitch of the top of our strap. Okay, so let's get there. And now we're going to go ahead and chain 2, 1 and 2. And then let's go ahead and continue on single crocheting 2 at the end of this row. Just like so. And in this loop, if you notice, we have created a loop. This is our loop on our second strap. See there? There we go, guys. So continue on doing 2 single crochets at the end of every row. Go all the way around, guys, all the way down, just like we did before. And when I come back, we will go across the top, and we'll finish up this strap, and we'll go ahead and work on the back. We'll work on the front flap, because we do want to have a front flap here so that way they can button. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing. Again, all you have to do is just single crochet, guys. You know what? I'll just come back once we're ready for the bottom, so that way you don't have to worry about too much, okay? So just single crochet around this side of your strap. Then you're going to come down to the body, then go back up the other strap, and then you're going to fasten off, and then we'll work on the front flap when we get back, okay, guys? So go ahead and get that done, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. So I have taken time out to go through and single crochet all around the body, around the straps, and I've even woven in my ends. So we're good, right? Let's get into this bottom part here. We're going to work on the front flap because we have our back flap, but we want to work on a front flap so we can create buttons so that way they can fasten, and then we'll create buttons, a space for buttons, so that way we can strap down our straps. All right, so let's get into the front of this here, and let's see what we got going on, guys, okay? All right, guys, let's get into this part, and it's not that hard, okay? So let's do it. Now, what we want to do is we want to count 12 stitches, okay? So let's go ahead. Count 12 stitches over to the left, all right? It's 1, 2, okay, let's count our stitches here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now that we have 12 here, guys, we are going to join the yarn here, and we're going to chain 3. our yarn there. Let me get my yarn, guys. And I'm going to tell you how much I have left. This is how much I have left, guys. So I still have a little something here. This may just be enough. I may just only need the 170 yards that this has in this skein, guys. This might be enough just for this particular tutorial. All right, so let's go ahead and join. Okay. We're going to insert here. Okay, right in this stitch here. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet. We're going to double crochet in the next 15 stitches, okay? It's going to be a total of 16. 1, 2, 'Okay. And I'm going to go down a little bit instead of going right in this top loop. I'm actually going to go down in here. I'm going to kind of split my stitch just because I want security. Alright, if you guys are like me and you want a little bit of security, feel free to go down inside of the stitch just like me. I don't want it to be too flimsy in that area. I don't want it to be where it is, you know, falling apart. I would love some stability and some security. Alright, so let's do that all the way across. Okay. I'm just weaving in that tail a little bit as I go. Get that out of the way here. And I'm going to continue going until I have a total of 16 stitches, counting my chain 3. Alright. Just like so, guys. There we go. See, it's a lot more secure, guys. It's going to be a lot more secure. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. When I didn't do that, if I went right in this top loop, there's going to be a gap there. Notice that gap. Okay, notice that gap there. I do not like the gap. There you go. So I'm just going to continue going all the way down, just like so, guys. Okay, and let's see how many stitches we have. Haven't been counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So we just need 2 more. This is 15. And then this is 16 here. Alright, guys, so we have our 16 stitches. I love it. Okay, so now that we have our 16 stitches, guys, let's go ahead and do a decrease. We're going to start doing a little bit of a decrease here. So, not going to be very hard. But what we're going to do is chain 2 and we're going to turn. Okay, put up. And now with this decrease, this is our piece that we wove in as we worked. Now with the decrease, guys, we are going to do a decrease in these next 2 stitches, okay? So you're going to chain your 2, and now you're going to do a double crochet decrease here. Alright, so double crochet here and decrease in these next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. These 2 are going to double crochet together, and there we go. So we have 1 stitch, 2 stitches. And now we're going to continue going along, double crocheting in the next 12 stitches. Alright. Until we get to the last 2, guys, okay? until we get into the last two. Okay. The last two stitches we're going to double crochet together as well. And that's going to decrease. Whenever we're taking two stitches into turning them into one stitch is a decrease. So if you ever see a pattern that says double crochet together, that's the same thing as a double, that's an actual decrease as well. So these are the last two stitches, and we're going to go ahead and do a double crochet decrease. So let's see how we do it. You guys want to see how to do that? Yarn over, insert hook into your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, insert into your next stitch. Okay, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through two, yarn over, draw through the three. There we go. Now if we count all these stitches, there should be a total of 14. Let's count starting with our turning chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we do have our 14, and now we're going to go to row 3. Okay. And we are going to do another decrease. Same exact thing we did. So chain 2 and turn. Same thing we just did. Chaining 2 and turning. Okay. And we're going to do a decrease in the next stitch, not that same one, but the next two. Double crochet decrease over the next two here. And then we're going to just go ahead and go all the way across until we get to the last two. Doing the same exact thing again. Okay. We're not going to go this as long as we did the back, okay? I just want to let you know that. So we're not going to go, this is going to be shorter than we did the back flap. Okay, so we are approaching the last two stitches, and we're going to just go ahead and do a decrease here in this one and in this one. Okay, just like so. Now that we've reached that, what we're going to do now is we're going to do our single crochet, our edge trim. All right, we are going to single crochet all around the edges. All right, and we're going to make some holes once we get down here. Okay, when we get here, we're going to start working on the buttonholes. So I'll show you more of that once we get there. So let's go ahead and continue around. Like I said, we're going to do 2 single crochets around the edges. So we're just going to start working right around the edge right now. Right now, guys, let's go. Single crochet around the edge, 2 in each end of each row. See that? Really simple, guys. You got it. You got it, guys. All the way around. All the way around. Again, if you don't want the gap, do not go down there. You just go inside your stitch. I'm trying to see if I don't mind the gap, if it's too much of a gap or if it's not. You just go right inside that stitch if you would prefer. I definitely like the stitch to look better. Personally, for myself, I love that look. Okay. Just going all the way around, guys. Single crochet all the way around. We are going for that finished look. And this is going to be like around the leg hole area where the legs are going to go. Again, you can always make a hook size bigger too. If you need this a little bit bigger, if you need a little bit smaller, you can use a smaller hook. Okay, and we're just going to go all the way around. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do once we get down to the bottom of that flap. I'm going to show you what we're going to do to create some some buttonholes, all right? We created our buttonholes for our straps already. And now we're going to do the same thing for the bottom of our flap. Okay. Okay, so now that we are down here at the bottom of our flap, we're going to start working on some holes for our buttons, okay? So let's go ahead and single crochet. We've single crochet in our first stitch. And so now that we're going to go here. And now what we're going to do is chain 2. 1 and 2. And we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and single here. All right, single in the next stitch. Now what we're going to do is single into the next 2 stitches. This is 1, okay, and this is, so I already single crocheted in that one here. So we're going to chain 2, skip 2, and single the next 2 stitches, which I did. And now what we're going to do is chain 2 again, skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and single here. All right, 1 and 2. Okay. And we're going to do it one more time. Skip these 2, and then we're going to just start single crocheting around that edge. There we go, guys. Look at that. See how easy that was? And now let's go ahead and single crochet back up the body or the leg hole area. Let's go back and do that again. Up the other side. And we're just continuing that all the way around, guys. So easy. So easy, guys, okay? Okay, so all the way around, just continue this single crochet work. Okay, and then we're going to stop once we get around that part there. So continue with me, single crocheting along. All right, come on. You got this. You're hanging in there with me. You got it. Come on. You're almost done. Someone's going to be happy with this nice little romper or onesie, whatever you want to call it. They are going to be loving this beautiful baby shower gift. And you can adorn it with any type of applique. You can make your own appliques. You can use any type of your favorite characters to put on there. You just do what you want. All right. And we're just going there. There we go. Look at that neat edge. And let's keep going all the way around. We're going to go back up that flap. We're back in the front again. So we just want to go up that front flap. Okay. If I can get in there. Let me get an actual stitch. There we go. All the way around. Okay, guys? So fun and easy. Hope you guys are really enjoying this here. Because we are approaching that ending, which is super awesome. And all we have to do now is just add our buttons, and we are going to say see you later. That's all we're going to do. Add our buttons. Alright? So we're single crocheting these last couple stitches across that front flap. And we're going to join the slip stitch because we're done. We reached the front, we reached the first stitch. And now we're going to just slip stitch that baby together if it will allow us to do so. There we go. And chain 1. I'm going to find my shears and my scissors. That seemed to be a bit dull. And we're going to go ahead and pull that baby in so we can get woven in. Okay. And we're going to start adding our buttons. Okay, you guys ready? Let's get our buttons added. Let's see here. What do we have here? We have some buttons. And we're going to see what we can do with these babies. Let's see what we can find. We can find anything that can go with what we're doing here. Oh, don't mind me make a mess with these buttons. Just trying to figure out what can we use for this set. Okay. Let's see here. I want to use some smaller ones, but some that kind of go together. Let's see. What kind of colors do we want to use for these size holes that we have created? We have some. This is one of the buttonholes. This is the other buttonhole. This is the other one. So we want to have a medium-sized button. I'm thinking this will be a great size for this. But do we have more? I don't know. If they're all, this is not the right color. I'm trying to see if we can have some that kind of match a little bit, guys, right? Okay, so that's one that could maybe go. And this one, is this the same as this one? It's about the same, I think, guys. Yeah, someone's gonna have fun cleaning this up, right? Alright, guys, so we do have these, alright. I think these are the ones that I feel as though they may be the right size that we're looking for. Alright, and so let's go ahead and I'll grab these three. Alright, so I'll grab these three. These are gonna go for our bottom. These are going to go for our bottom, guys. And I'm going to set these aside. And now we're going to need some for our straps. Let's look and see at this hole here. This hole is not even too much bigger. So we'll see what can we look for. I like this blue. I wish I could find another one of those. Or maybe I'll use this clear. I think I have it, guys. We're going to use these two clear. Alright? Let's do this. Let's do these two clear for these straps. Okay? So let's do those. And then we'll go from there. I think that's about it, guys. I think that's the only ones I see for that, okay? Alright, here we go. Alright, so let's put these back in. And then we'll go ahead and get these babies sewn on. And then we'll be done for the day. Alright. So the fun thing about sewing buttons on is the placement. You have to know where to place them in order to give them the right, lineup. So we're going to look at our holes and we're going to figure out where to place our buttonholes, all right? Make sure our legs are lined up good. We want to make sure all those things are lined up right so that way our holes can be right, okay? So this is our first hole. So our first hole is here, our second hole is here, our third hole is here. Let's look and see where we want to place it. Okay. Now let's get it sewn on. Okay. Get this needle here and some yarn. So guys, guess what? What's the great news? This took less than 170 yards to make. That's right, less than 170 yards. That is amazing, guys. Yay! If you made it this far, you are almost done. You're with me and we are almost done with this. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut a few strands of yarn. I don't know how you do your buttons, guys, but I don't like sewing. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Many of you know this, and some of you don't. I do not like sewing. I'm not the button lover of the family. I'm not. So you're wondering why I'm putting these strands out like I am, or these pieces of yarn, because I'm just going to sew them on. I'll show you. So let's go ahead and use these. I like these softer needles for sewing buttons. I've never used them before, but I feel like they're gonna work. So let's see if they're gonna work. So let's line this up. Let's find our first buttonhole, which is here. And the second one is there, and the third is there. So let's line it up here, and then let's just go ahead and go in, and let's see if I can get it in there. I really don't know if we're going. I don't know. I think this is going to be too. This needle is too big. Let me get a different needle. Okay, let's get a different needle, something that's a little bit slimmer to go through the button. I forgot to tell you guys to make sure that you do have a needle that goes to those holes. So you do want to have that. You do want to have a needle that can actually enter the holes of your, okay, so this is a pretty good one. It has to be able to enter that, okay? So that is awesome. So let's go ahead and thread this one. Thread this needle. Once we thread it, we'll go ahead and sew our first button on, okay? All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and just start sewing on our buttons and get these babies sewn on so we can put this baby together and see exactly how it's going to be. All right. All right, so sew your buttons on. I have split my yarn to make it a little bit easier for me. You can do however you want, whatever works for you. Some of you have threaders. I thought I had a threader. I don't know if I still have one. I don't think I do. I don't know if I ever had a threader actually, but I need one to thread my needles a lot easier. So I'm gonna try to get something like that. I'm just gonna sew these buttons on. Again, guys, I'm not the best sewer or seamstress. I'm not gonna say I am. I'm just gonna do my best to sew these buttons on. I have to do a total of 5. And I'm not going to put you through all of the sewing. I'm just going to show you this one here. And just remember to line up your buttons, you know, on this front panel right along your buttonholes, okay? So I have one in, and we're going to grab the next 2 and put them here. Get them lined up evenly so that way we can fasten it. And I'll be right back after this, okay, guys? All right, guys, we're back, and we have the buttons sewn in place. Look at there, guys. So now we just have to line up and just button them up, guys, and get them all unset. And we are all complete with this bottom part. We're about to next, we're gonna go ahead and sew on our straps, our buttons for our straps. All right, so just sew on our buttons for our straps. Okay. Right after we get the fastening all these up, guys, nice and neatly. Alright, just like so. And then we're going to go ahead and to the next part. Look at that. Okay. Looks pretty good, guys. What do you guys think? I love it. This is what the bottom looks like. And now we're headed up to the top. Let's go ahead and get these buttons sewn on for our straps. We're going to turn over to the back side. And we just want to see where they're going to sit. Now, again, if you want to cross them over, again, for those who know about that style, about crossing over your straps, you can cross those babies over. I think I'm going to cross mine over, guys. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to keep them straight, or are you going to cross them? I like that cross look. You guys tell me what you're doing with yours. Let me make sure that everything's even first. I'm looking to see how it's going to look. And then we're going to go from there. Okay. I do want it to look nice. Okay, so it's going to be there. And we can have this there. Okay. Let's get it good and lined up, guys. Centered well. Alright, and then we're just going to button it. We're going to begin to share a little more with you so you guys can see a little better. And we're going to go ahead and go, but I do want to button them a little higher up. So I'm going to button them right up in here toward the top here, okay? Toward that top row. So, let's see. Let's get them lined up so we can see. Okay. There we go. So we're going to button them up about here. So I'll say probably about here. I'll start buttoning in this area. So I got my buttons, which is here. And then I'll just go ahead and proceed in sewing. All right. Okay, so that side, make sure it doesn't come through. And we're just going to go ahead and sew. I just knocked it out on accident. Right, let's try this again. Line up our buttons in this area here. And we're going to do the same exact thing on the opposite side. So let's just go ahead and button. Let's go ahead and sew it through here. And it only has 2 holes, so we can kind of just go back and forth until it's good and tight. And I usually do a tie. Then I usually tie it off in the back and leave in the ends. You tell me, how do you sew your buttons on? I bought this one thing called a buttoneer or something like that. I don't know if it works for yarn though. So I'm just going to read like this and just keep going all the way around, guys, until you are good and tight. Just keep going all the way around. And you want to create a nice snug button. You don't want your buttons to be loose because they're actually going to be clothing. This is going to be clothing. This is going to be clothing for a little one. So you don't want it to be loose, guys, okay? So now that's good and snug. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I tie it in the back. And I'm going to go ahead and just tie it here. And a knot. And another knot. Okay. And if you want to do another, go ahead and do another. And then you can snip it. And after you snip it, guys, you just go ahead and leave in your ends. So we have our button, one of our buttons here. And we have our buttonhole, which is, where is it? Our buttonhole is here. And we're just going to put it there. Okay, just like so. Wow, look at that. And let's do it on the other side as well. Placing our button here. Okay. Just like so. Alright, so let's go ahead and sew this in. Just like so. We are approaching the finish line, guys. So let's continue going all the way around, back and forth, until it's good and snug. Just like we did on the opposite side. No different. Let's make sure it's good and snug. And we're going to continue all the way around. Okay. Now we're just going to tie it into a knot. Alright. Multiple knots. And we're going to snip. And we're going to weave in the ends afterward. But let's just snip a little bit here. These scissors are a little dull. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side and use our buttonhole, which is here at the bottom, and fasten. Alright, let's do it. So again, we needed 3 buttons that are about a 1/2 inch big or wide, and then 2 buttons that are about 1 inch wide, okay? And then there we go. We have the finished baby onesie, baby romper, whatever you want to call it. This is the back side. Let's turn it over to the front side. And this is what it looks like on the front. Oh, wow, I love it. Again, you can, and there's the buttons at the bottom where you button that baby up. Again, you can also add your favorite applique to the front of here. It could be any type of animal, character, sports team, whatever you want to name it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll be back again next week for another tutorial Tuesday, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, remember, love on purpose. Love on purpose. Love ya.